Welcome back to another episode of the LunkerChasers podcast. We're finally back in the studio. And today I have one of my good buddies, Mr. Liam Worley. He is the head coach of the Lander bass fishing team, also known as the greatest bass fishing team in college sports right now. They're killing everything right now. So without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to him. We're going to get this thing rolling.
What's up, man? Liam Worley out of Orangeburg, South Carolina. It's my second year's coach. Fishing team at Lander, and it's been a hoot and a holler, to say the least.
That's cool. So tell me, Liam, how did you get into fishing? Like, what's your backstory into fishing? And then we'll kind of go into further than that.
Sure. Yeah. So literally, I've been fishing as long as I can remember. One of my first few memories is down at the local pond, and I believe I caught a turtle on my Finding Nemo rod.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
I guess that got me hooked in it. And my dad's always been a fisherman, so that was how we bonded a lot of my childhood, for sure.
That's cool. So your introduction into fishing was catching a PB turtle?
It might not be my PB turtle, but yeah, little turtle. That's my first fishing memory. But yeah, we'd catch trout out of stocked ponds and stuff. Bass, brim, whatever nibbled. That's what we got after. And that day it just happened to be a turtle.
Awesome. So tell me, how did you get into professional, not really professional, but how did you get into competitive bass fishing?
Sure.
Because just regular fishing on top of competitive fishing is two different worlds.
For sure. No doubt. So my freshman year of high school at Orangeburg Prep, we started a club team. Before that, I played golf a little bit, and I played soccer, and but once the fishing team got started, that was pretty much my whole gig. There wasn't a trail down in that part of the state at that point, so we just fished club derbies for a year, and then as the trail got established, we ended up having 80 to 100 boat tournaments my sophomore through my senior year of high school, and I hadn't even fished a lake until my freshman year of high school.
Wow.
So and once that all started happening, I got bit by the bug, for sure.
Absolutely. I think I remember how I got into mine it was pretty much the same thing. It's I went and fished just regular ponds and stuff.
Yeah.
Then I had a buddy of mine just say, "Hey, let's go fish a tournament." I'm like, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we ended up finishing second place and won $250.
Yeah,
I was hooked ever since then.
No doubt.
So tell me, what is the coach life like at Lander? What is that culture like?
We travel a lot. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had 4 weeks in a row. It's hard to balance, personal life and those relationships with the team stuff. But we travel, we practice for 2 or 3 days at a time, and then have the tournament after that. And, just try to keep everything smooth, logistically speaking, and, make sure all of my paperwork's good. That way, when I get back, the superiors aren't yelling at me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever got yelled at?
For sure. For sure. Yeah, it doesn't take much, unfortunately.
I was about to say, I think Getty's had that when we had that interview with him. He was saying the same thing. It's they couldn't get away for more than 2 or 3 days at a time. And finally, they were just like, hey, we got something important going on.
For sure. Yeah, and, it's, just youth fishing, both collegiate and high school levels, has grown so much. So, your average person that's working in an athletic department doesn't really know exactly how things go. So you kind of have to educate them on that, and that's what we're doing. And thankfully, my 2 bosses came out the tournament last week and kind of able to understand a little bit better.
Yeah, and y'all were able to bring home the win on that one.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was probably the best tournament we've ever had overall as a team. With Garrett and Andrew won, another boat in the top 5, 2 more in the top 10, and I think we had 9 in the top 50. So that was pretty sweet.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, bro.
That's so cool. So let's talk about these 2 magnificently beautiful trophies that are sitting on this table that someone does not have, that we're kind of throwing a little shade at. We love you, Cam.
Not my idea, Coon, but yeah, dude. So, my first tournament as head coach was actually this tournament right here.
That's on Hartwell too.
Yeah. So, that was incredible to be a part of. Garrett and Andrew, they're incredible fishermen, and if you don't know them now, you will soon.
Absolutely.
But yeah, dude, to be able to catch 20 pounds on the final day and just see that bass track go up, 2 pounds every about hour or so, it's like, oh, Jeez, we're getting close.
Here we go.
And they had 18 and a half on track or something. And then the other guy that we had fishing that championship Saturday said, yeah, they got 20 pounds. And my God, they had 20 pounds on the dot. That was biggest bag of the tournament. And to beat two of the best out there on that pond that day, it was pretty unbelievable. And I didn't know, where we were going to go from there, to win the biggest tournament in college bass fishing and my first tournament as coach. And just,
hey, you could have retired right then and there.
Could have.
100%.
Could have. But, so it was like, only really one way to go from here. That was down. But somehow, some way, the Lord
just keep going up.
Somehow, some way, the Lord blessed us again this past summer at Cherokee Lake. And
that's a beautiful lake up there too.
Beautiful lake, beautiful area of the world, really. And yeah, so the fashion that we won that one was even crazier with going. We were ahead of schedule all week. Garrett and Andrew, they were sixth after the first day, second after the second. Had the biggest bag of the day on the second day, and then I think they had like 11, 12 on the final day, but that included a dead fish penalty. So we were tied at the end of regulation with one of the Carson Newman boats and had to go out and do a fish off. And golly, man.
We got that beautiful clip, like that awesome. That was a viral clip, if I
unbelievable.
Remember. That was a cool clip.
Unbelievable. I just no lie. I went up to use the restroom with Porter John. Got on the phone with my athletic director real quick, and then by the time I was walking back down the lake, they were coming back in. I said, "Hey, Mr. Glenn, what's going on?" And he said, "Congratulations, brother. You're back-to-back national champions." And
dude,
in that moment, I went primal. Yeah,
I bet you did.
I did. Yeah,
that's something I would pay to see,
dude. It was. It's probably the coolest moment of anything I've ever been a part of, not just bass fishing. So that was
cool.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, man.
So tell me, with all of that, how exactly did you get into that position to being the head coach at Lander?
Sure. So I was on the team. I started at school in 2019 at Lander, and we were a club team back then. So, we had to fund all of our own money and basically, fished every tournament that we fished out of pocket. And then going into my junior year, the athletic department took us in, and we became a varsity sport there. And that helps with funding, all sorts of different ways. And, just also gave us some leaders with our old coach, Drew Pridgeon, and Brandy Cobb, who was our director of operations there for a while. And, we just had the backing from the school. And so we were able to grow. And then after I graduated in 2023, I just really wasn't ready to leave Lander yet. So, I got my was enrolled in my MBA and was the graduate assistant for that school year. And then, about halfway through that school year, I found out that Drew was going to step away from the program to focus on building his family and, buying a home and stuff, commendable.
Big things.
Commendable. Got to do that for sure. And so, I was like, I really wanted to do experiential marketing in motorsports at that point in time. But the more I talked about it with my friends and family that I care about their opinions, and just prayed about it. It seemed like this was the right thing to do. So that March, I was like, yeah, I think this is what I'm going to do. And then I went through the interview process actually while I was at ICAST that year.
Oh, wow.
Phone calls and, Zoom meetings and that sort of deal. And then, I think it was the final day of ICAST, I got offered the job. And, it's been all go from there.
That's a way to end ICAST.
Yeah, man. That's a good time. Good time for sure. Yeah. Got announced a couple weeks later, and then a couple weeks after that.
Nice.
Natty -- 1. Yeah.
So how is college fishing different from your average professional circuit?
Really, the size of the tournaments that we fish, that's probably the first thing. Like, if people were to pull up to a college fishing launch, when we're blasting off in the morning, people would think, like, why is there so many boats? Because, all of the full field tournaments that we fish, they're anywhere from 200 to, just over 300 boats. The average is probably right around that 250 number. So you're fishing against that many people, which makes, all the fish more pressured than they usually would be.
Especially on a multi-D.
Yeah. And you're fishing against kids like Easton Fothergill was from Minnesota, and he would come down here and beat our butts. And
Shout out Easton.
Yeah, dude, he's absolute hammer. Great story too. But so you're fishing against guys from everywhere, teams of two. Usually, you do have your anomalies that fish by themselves. And then, it's, a lot of boats, a lot of pressure, and, it's kind of the same thing, but, kind of just condensed tournament weeks as well. You don't necessarily get as much practice time as you would if you were fishing the elites or the BPT or something.
So tell me, of all your guys, if you had to pick, let's say 4 to go out and fish, like if they announced this tournament, like kind of like let's say a natty or whatever.
Sure.
You've got 2 teams.
Yeah.
Who are your 4 guys that you're taking?
Well,
I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, it depends on where they're at. We got accomplished guys across the board. Garrett and Andrew, they can catch them about it anywhere, and they're well versed. Duo as well. They can beat the bank. They can catch them scoping. And then Anderson Jones, he's the same way. And if I had to put somebody in the boat with him, I'd probably put Cole Moulton. He's a fellow from New Hampshire. Doesn't get as much as attention as the other guys, but it's probably equally as good. He's, one of the better natural fishermen I've ever seen. If he put in a little bit more work, he'd be nasty. So I'd probably put him in the boat with Anderson, and those be my 2 boats.
I think that'd be a pretty solid 2 groups right there.
Yeah.
Considering, so your first tournament was your Bass College Championship, and then Anderson goes solo in Texas at the Bassmaster Classic and wins it with like, what do you have, 30 pounds on the last day?
Well, so that was a one-day derby, 35 pounds, 9 ounces.
35
Biggest bag to ever go
ounces.
across the classic stage. Crazy.
And it was one of your guys.
Yep. It was Anderson, he's an incredible fisherman, man. And he's well-versed. He comes from like a red fishing background.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And, he didn't know much before scope, fishing-wise. So he got to learn as everybody else was learning and didn't have anything else to fall back on. So he had to get ahead of the curve with scope. And, man, that's made him a dang good fisherman. He's got multiple tournament wins at the collegiate level and, couple SC State AOYs, just won PBC AOY this past weekend at Lanier. Yeah, and man, he's going to do big things. He's going to go as far as he wants to go for sure.
Absolutely. So I'll tell you, since you brought it up, I want to ask.
Okay.
What is your overall opinion on scope?
I personally do not use it. It's not on my boat. It's a tool though. It's a tool, just like anything else. Your motor. It's part of the boat. It's part of the package, really. And I'm not sure that it's an overall good thing for just really conservation wise, but for tournament bass fishing, I think it's helped it. But it depends on the format you're fishing to, of course. But if it's a tool, you got to use it, and especially if it's it hasn't been really regulated at all in college fishing, so you gotta have it in your repertoire.
Oh yeah. I kind of like how Bassmaster went around the ways of just flipping the coin on which one was going to get it, which one was not. I think that was true, yes or no, and that would level everything out.
Yeah, traditionally I'm a bank fisherman. I like throwing. I'm from Santee.
Oh Lord,
the Santee area. So other than a swim jig, a frog, and a wacky rig, I really don't catch them on anything else all year. So
seldomly a buzz bait.
Up here a buzz bait a little bit. We got to. That's kind of our team's DNA at this point. But so I understand it, and obviously it's helped us severely. So I can't be mad at it at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk back into Lander a little bit. Let's backtrack just a hair.
Okay.
So let's talk about a behind the scenes look. So what is it like a day in the life of Liam as a bass fishing coach for Lander?
While I'm at school, I wake up in my apartment, drink, at least 2 cups of coffee before I'm worth a hoot.
Just at least 2?
Yeah, at least 2. And then, we kind of get moving from there. I haven't been at the school much this school year yet since we've been traveling so much. So the average day is usually I turn in a little bit of paperwork with our receipts and stuff. And then I've had a lot of recruits on campus in the days I've been there. So showing them around the campus a little bit, telling them about the fishing team, and then, seeing what's up with the fellas, and then Usually go eat at sports break, have the bird dogs, and then
you seem like a bird dog guy.
I'm a huge bird dog guy, huge bird dog guy. And then, usually I'm, watching YouTube or something, whether that be fishing or catching up on sports highlights from the weekend or whatever. Yeah.
So in saying that, now do you guys have like a training routine? Like, let's say, like, y'all go out to the lake on like in the evenings or whatever, like, hey, let's go see who can catch like 3 fish in the next hour.
We don't really do any in-club tournaments, just with all of the local tournaments, like, Palmetto Boat Center puts on a great trail. Tony Gray with SC Bass Nation puts on a trail, and Clemson has a trail in the local area as well. So, those throughout the fall, that gives everybody an opportunity to go fishing on the local lakes, and especially, out-of-state students that are younger. It's a good way to kind of get your feet on the ground and, understand the spotted bass populations, the herring fish.
Because they're not going away.
No, they're not at all. But,
away.
I got kids on the team from New Hampshire to Florida to Texas. So,
wow.
none of them have anything like that up their way. So, those are all good ways to kind of get your feet up under you. And then, when we're out traveling, if it's a multi-day tournament, we give them 3 days of practice. And if it's a single-day tournament, we give them 1. That way they, understand the body of water and hopefully find a good population of fish.
So when you're giving these guys, when they have their practice days or whatever, do you give them like any kind of advice, or are you allowed to give them any kind of obviously you can talk to your guys,
sure,
but and I'm sure you're probably not going to have waypoints in your back pocket.
No.
You just can't throw them
No.
like that. But do you give them like any kind of like encouragement? I mean, obviously, being in your position, you probably got a strong philosophy
Sure.
with leadership and whatnot.
Sure.
So.
I try to ask thought-provoking questions first and foremost, because a lot of these guys could outfish either one of us on any day of the week, on any pond really. They're that good. But so I try to spur ideas that'll get them moving in a different direction if they're kind of stalling out a little bit. But it's also just a lot of emotional regulation as well. College fishing it's a big character builder. You can go 3 or 4 tournaments in a row and not bring in a limit any of those tournaments, whether that be on one of your home lakes, Hartwell, or all the way out in Arkansas on Lake Dardanelle. So, you got to kind of learn just, how to keep things balanced as much as possible, and, just balance overall with, relationships, your girlfriend or whatever, your family, your friends back home, school, your job, all of that comes into that emotional regulation part. So just try to keep my guys grounded and keep their attitudes as positive as possible. And I think that's where a lot of our success comes from.
That's good. So, now, spurring with that, let's say one of your guys, and I'm sure multiple of your guys are going to go to the next level.
For sure.
Let's say, so the first one that does that, what's the first piece of advice you're going to give them?
It'd kind of be, try to make it to a point to where you're going to enjoy it first. Because we all got into fishing, for enjoyment reasons. It was whether it was something that we did with our dad, or if it was just, something you did with your friends or whatever. But if you can enjoy it, and then anything positive that comes from that is a plus. And hopefully, you see that balance out. But if you make it unenjoyable, it is going to be a burden on your life. You're not going to want to do it anymore. And to be able to, use fishing as a platform for growing your own personal brand, spreading the gospel, whatever it may be. I think if you can do that, you got it made in the shade, brother.
Absolutely.
There's not a whole lot better than that could be if you make it like that. So that's what I would encourage them to do.
So, on top of everything we've covered, so let's kind of get away from the fishing stuff. Let's talk about you. So what are your favorite things to do outside of being a head fishing coach at Lander?
Watch about every sport there is known to man and eat dang good food.
Just a typical guy.
Pretty much, dude. Yeah, when I'm able to sleep in my own bed and chill out in my own apartment, I try to make some good food, and I'll watch, some variety of sporting event on any given weekend from 9 a.m. to, about 10 p.m. So, cover NASCAR, cycling, soccer, college football, golf, whatever. I'm into a lot of it.
Okay, so let's start with NASCAR. So who is your favorite driver from past and present?
Past Jeff Gordon, and present Chase Elliott for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
those are solid.
Yeah.
So I used to hate Jeff Gordon growing up because I was a Dale Earnhardt fan.
Sure.
I was always a Junior fan.
Sure.
So, that rivalry was always there.
Right.
So, hated Jeff Gordon with a passion. And then as I grew older, I'm like, oh, he's not really that so bad. He's just got a bad rap.
Yeah. I was kind of born into that fandom, like most of us are.
Yeah, that's how you're either here or you're there. It's like a Clemson and Carolina deal.
For sure. Yeah. My dad's the company my dad works for, they did a lot of work with DuPont, so they got kind of behind the scenes, pit passes and
cool.
experiences and stuff like that. So I guess that's how we got into it. And up to the point, he retired, I was diehard 24, baby.
Oh, man. So, and actually, in response to that, my dad was the same way. So my dad worked for a company called Rockwell Automation. Mm-hmm. So back in the day, they sponsored Denny Hamlin, like in the early 2000s, mid 2000s.
Yeah.
So they had like Mike Dillon, and that was first. I think it wasn't Jimmy Spencer.
Mike Bliss.
That's who it was.
Yeah, Mike Bliss, Eric Almirola.
Yeah. And then they also had Denny Hamlin. Yeah. So I actually got to meet Denny Hamlin on multiple occasions.
Yeah, that's when he drove the 20 Busch car.
Exactly. Yep. And so he actually did a race at Greenville Pickens. And so we got to go on the track and meet him, handshake, the whole 9 yards. And then my dad, with Rockwell, he would get, the vendors would come in and they would get tickets. We got tickets to the Busch and the Sprint Cup or Nextel.
Yep.
We'd go to both of those races at Bristol and both times of the year.
Sweet.
And so then we got hospitality passes. So I got to meet Joe Gibbs.
Yes, sir.
Coach Gibbs.
Yeah, man.
I got to meet him. Denny Hamlin again. I'd meet him.
Yeah.
I meet him at least once a year.
Sure. And
that was really cool. They'd bring the car by my dad's shop, and he's got pictures of stuff like him in the car and this, that, and the other. So we did that from like 2002 until like 2007. Yeah. And so, like I said, Bristol every year. And so, what was really neat was back in 2018, I kind of fell off of like watching NASCAR a little bit since everybody started retiring.
Sure.
We were going to ICAST, and my dad went with me, and I surprised him with Daytona tickets.
Sweet,
for the
dude.
Pepsi 0400.
Yeah, man.
Or Coke 0400, whatever one it was.
Coke, yeah.
And because we had always said, hey, let's go to Daytona one year. We just never did, and I finally was like, I had a little bit of extra money. I was like, we're going to Daytona, so I surprised him when we got to the hotel room. But the sad thing was like we drove all the way down into Orlando and then had to come all the way back up I-4 back to Daytona.
That ain't that far, man. Like an hour and a half.
Yeah, about an hour and a half. But it still is like all that traffic and everything in the middle of July. You got all that Disney traffic.
Come on, man.
But hey, he enjoyed it. It was really cool.
NASCAR's the best, dude.
So on top of that, so I would have to say my favorite track, I mean, Daytona was awesome. But I really loved Bristol before they did the concrete repavement.
Sure.
When it was just that like the double groove, it wasn't as wide open as it is now.
Yeah.
So saying that, what is your favorite track?
I mean, I've only been to 4 or 5 of them. I went to the Indianapolis 500, which is IndyCar.
Yes.
That's probably the coolest thing I've been to race-wise for sure. So I'd have to say IMS, even though it wasn't a NASCAR race, but that place is first class.
Going to an Indy race at Indy, like that was
first class. Yeah,
I could see that being awesome.
It was unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable.
So you mentioned golf. Who's your favorite golfer?
Ricky Fowler.
Okay.
Till the end.
I like Ricky.
Yeah.
I've growing up, it was kind of Tiger. And it was the same way as like I didn't like Tiger Woods because I thought he was like Jeff Gordon. He was just arrogant. Now I look back, I'm like, dude is the GOAT.
For sure. And to be able to experience something like that, I've got lucky enough to meet Tiger at the 2018 Masters. Oh my God. Me and my buddy skipped school and somehow got to meet Tiger that day.
What was that experience like?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal, dude, to just be, I've been able to meet a lot of my heroes. Not to say that Tiger's a hero, but, caliber guys like that.
Yeah. The great at what they do.
For sure. So yeah, that was pretty unbelievable. I feel bad a little bit because we towered over some of the younger kids that were trying to get his autograph and stuff, and somehow he signed both of our stuff.
Wow.
So yeah,
are those sitting in shadow boxes in your apartment now?
They are. Yeah. They are.
So I think mine. I mean, I was Phil Mickelson. let's see. I like Bryson DeChambeau now.
Yeah.
He's the internet golfer that
but
just happens to play professional golf on the
He's so
side.
charismatic, though, too.
He's awesome, dude.
He puts on a show.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. I can't think. I'm on the spot now because I got a camera in front of me.
It's all good.
I'm trying to think. There was Phil Mickelson. I can't think.
From Clemson? Any fellas from Clemson?
Well, what's his name?
Lucas Glover?
Lucas Glover. So
Yeah.
I actually met him when I was at my old job.
Sweet.
I met him. He was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
He had just had a baby.
Yeah.
So I met him right then and there. Driving his brand spanking new Mercedes, like AMG.
Yeah.
Oh, my silver, just beautiful car.
Yeah. Ricky was my white.
That's how I met him. I
Yeah.
saw him in the car.
It's all good, man. Ricky was my white whale to get for a long, long time. I'd been going to golf tournaments since 2012 or so, and I'd been a fan longer than that. And finally got to meet him at the U.S. Open last summer at Pinehurst. So that was pretty incredible.
So when I was working at the hospital, I had some of my surgeons and anesthesiologists and stuff. They're big into golf or whatever. So they would always bring me cups. So one of my surgeons he bought that online pack you can get for the Masters.
Yep.
He bought one of those online packs where you got like 20 cups.
That's a
and
big
all that
thing,
stuff.
dude.
And
Yeah.
he brought me like 10 cups. He said, "Here you go," and I've still got them at the house.
Yeah.
And then one of the anesthesiologists did the same thing. He was like, "Hey, I'm going to Pinehurst. Do you want any cups?" I was like, "Yeah." And he brought me like 5 or 6.
That's
so I've got the little pint cups that got
bro.
Pinehurst and stuff on it.
Yes, sir.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So,
great experiences.
Jordan Spieth, Scotty Scheffler. Scheffler.
Scheffler.
Yeah. Scotty Scheffler. He had the opportunity to do one of the coolest things ever. If he, after he got arrested for that big incident,
Yes, sir.
he could have pulled the Ricky Fowler card, wore all orange the next day. Or that day. That's what he should have done.
No.
That would have been the coolest thing.
Yeah, but
That would have broke the internet.
It would have, but Nike pays him too much money to do that, man.
But that would have been cool though. That would have been really cool though.
For sure.
So let's see. Ball teams. Who's your favorite? Let's say baseball, football, and soccer. We'll go college and professional.
Yeah, so college football, Auburn for sure. College basketball, Auburn. My dad graduated from there, so War Eagle through and through. Professional football. Don't really have a team at the moment. I pull for the Panthers a little bit just because they're local.
We had to.
Yeah, I'm a big.
They need all the support they can get.
For sure. I'm a big Bo Nix fan.
Okay.
Basketball, I pull for the Orlando Magic. My aunt and uncle live down there, and they're season ticket holders, so I get to go see a game or so every year.
That's neat.
Usually a good time. Baseball, I dabble with the Baltimore Orioles for no particular reason. Went to Camden Yards one time, not even for a baseball game. It was a field trip, and we walked through there. I was like, this is a beautiful little park. So
there you go. There's your claim to it.
I wear my Orioles hat, 4 times a year or so, just to make sure I'm checking in with them. And soccer is Manchester United, big United fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't really follow soccer at all. I'm the American version of football.
Sure. Not football.
No football.
Yeah.
So Clemson, just for any college.
Sure.
I just like Clemson.
Yeah.
Lander for bass fishing.
Of course.
I gotta throw that in there.
Yeah, I pull for Auburn and everything but bass fishing.
That's right. They got some good guys over there too.
Got some. Definitely, they're one of the blue bloods of college bass fishing. They still got some guys that you'll see for years to come.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Baseball is probably going to be Atlanta. I like Atlanta.
Sure.
Obviously, because we're right here.
Chop on.
And then same thing with professional football. It's got to be Panthers.
Yeah.
Even though we've kind of
It's okay.
we've gone downhill a little bit. But
Once we get a management change, we'll turn around.
Dude, I think who was it? It was Luke Combs a long time ago said, "What are we doing?" Like he tweeted, like, "What are we doing?" Like at the Panthers, and it was like they were just doing all this kind of stupid stuff where we were releasing players and then bringing in players that we never even heard of, and all this kind of stuff.
As long as I've been able to understand football, we haven't had a holistically good team. I mean, we got carried by Cam Newton on the offensive side of the ball there for years, and Luke Kuechly on the defensive side.
Those were the golden years.
For sure, which is kind of pitiful, to be honest, because compared to other teams' golden years, they weren't that great. I mean, really good going up to the Super Bowl that one year and, what happened there. But, like we
The
didn't
debate
have
is still out on exactly what happened.
for sure, but we didn't have a holistically good team. Like there weren't that many complementary pieces on either side of the ball.
We just happened to figure out a way to win games.
Exactly. Which,
At the end of the day, that's what you want to do anyway.
for
Just
sure.
win the game.
They don't ask how, they ask how many.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to do a little bit of lightning round. I'm going to use my little cheat sheet over here. Okay?
Let's do it.
All right, so favorite lake?
Santee.
Dreamboat?
Probably a new Phoenix, 21 foot, 250 Yamaha, and Minn Kota trolling motor.
And Phoenixes are sweet, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Boat snack?
Ooh, great question. It used to be like a boar's head salami, and every time we caught a keeper, we'd eat a little piece of salami.
That's it.
Yeah,
Keep the superstition going.
Yeah, man.
All right, bucket list tournament that you want to fish?
I don't really want to fish any tournament, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm good with where I am.
All right, so
I want to see a lander guy fish the Classic. How about that?
well, I mean, we got Anderson weighing in 35 pounds. That's pretty close.
Yeah. I want to see him fish the real one though. Chance for 300 bands, the biggest trophy.
I say in the next 10 years, somebody's going to be there. Somebody's going to have an opportunity.
Shorter than that. Shorter
yeah.
than that. I'd say 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Over under. We're going to save this clip. Over under 3 years.
Yeah.
All right. So this one was just a random one that I come up with. Mm-hmm. You're fishing the Bassmaster Classic.
Okay.
What is your song that you come out into the arena to?
I'd probably just go with my favorite song ever, which, and a lot of people, we've talked about bass fishing, NASCAR. I love EDM music.
Okay.
Actually, so I'd probably go "Roses" by the Chainsmokers.
Okay.
Taking it slow, but it's not typical. I think that'd be a good way to come in, baby.
All right. So now I'm gonna. This is one I just come up with. I'm gonna flip it around on you.
Okay.
What do you think my song would be?
I mean, dude, I don't know what kind of tune you listen to.
You just throw out whatever comes to your head.
I think we got to go classic rock. I've been listening to "Carry On My Wayward Son" by Kansas.
Okay.
So we'll go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
But I think to answer my own question, I think I would probably go with "Walk on Water" by 30 Seconds to Mars.
Nice.
That's
a good song
That's
too.
a very good song.
Yeah, good song.
I like some 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
So
I believe that you could walk on water.
oh, dude. I had
That was a good college football lead-in song too
Yes, it
for a
was.
long time.
Yes,
yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Side story onto this before we move on to the final whatever we're talking about here.
Segment.
Segment. Yeah, I can't get my words right.
okay.
It's my first time back in like 6 months.
Words and sounds, they don't really matter,
don't work.
dude. Yeah.
But no, for the longest time, like it was in 2017 when that song was really like popular because I think it was on Deadliest Catch. Was it? I think it was Deadliest Catch.
That and like it was
intro.
always in between, like leading into a ESPN commercial or
Yep,
something.
Absolutely. And then so I took that song and I tried my best to make a compilation video, like when compilation videos were starting to pop up with fishing.
Yeah.
I tried to make a compilation video for the Forest Wood Cup on 17 that was on Murray.
I recall.
With that song.
Yes, sir.
So I was going back because they post it like every 2 months or something. They would post like 2 or 3 episodes because they used to shoot the show like that. And so I would go back on YouTube and I would try to find those moments. And I was trying to make a compilation video with that song.
Yeah.
And lead up into it. And I couldn't get it to work.
Yeah, you slid up on my story the other day. I was watching 2017 FLW on the Mississippi River. Brian Schmidt, Andy Morgan. Good times, man. Good times. Simpler times.
We didn't know what we had.
We didn't.
If you'd have told me 10 years ago what the fishing world is right now, like I wouldn't believe you.
No. I mean, granted, it's just kind of life in general, though, too.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just follow the stages of life.
Yeah, bro. That's what it's about.
Okay, as we get to wrap this thing up, so let's talk about what the future of Lander looks like. What is your outlook like? What kind of big tournaments y'all got coming up, or what are some things y'all were looking forward to?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, thankfully, we've been able to accomplish some of my 5-year goals already. We're halfway
Day
through.
one.
We're halfway through year 2 of my coaching career. So, I'd love to be able to compete for and win the MLF national championship at Lake Murray next February. We have 11 boats fishing it, so and a lot of those guys have a competitive advantage there over some other really good guys in college fishing. So feel good about that one. My goal is to kind of build Lander into the, perennial powerhouse, be top 5 in the school of the year rankings every year, and continue to put out our talent into, whatever professional trail that may be, whether it's NPFL, elites, MLF, whatever. I think you'll see several of our guys fish across all 3 of those series next year.
I believe it. I wholeheartedly believe that.
Yeah.
So, leading on with that.
Yeah.
What is your take on the next gen of anglers coming up?
Right now, this recruiting is my favorite part of my job. To be honest, it's where I get to meet a lot of new people and build relationships with those people, whether they come to Lander or not. That's up to them. But there's this current class that's going to graduate this upcoming spring out of high school. There's guys that could go pro straight out of high school, in my opinion. And I think there's a healthy amount of them, which, that keeps skewing younger and younger, the better average angler in your professional ranks. And college fishing is a platform for them to get better, of course, and, continue to build relationships. But these guys that are coming out of college and coming out of high school, they're going to be the names and faces that you see in professional fishing for the next 20 to 30 years. So
absolutely
be prepared to, for the average age to skew younger, and whether or not you like that, that's not my problem, but it is my job.
So, all right. So leading with that, if you were to give one piece of advice to somebody a kid coming out of high school or even a middle school,
sure,
because they've got middle school leagues now too.
Sure.
What would be one piece of advice you would give to them that are wanting to fish the college level?
So it's 2 pieces of advice that I would have. One is fish as many tournaments as you can on different bodies of water with different people as well. Continually put yourself in uncomfortable situations, whether that's the partner you're fishing with, the lake you're fishing with, the conditions. And if you're kind of fishing a tournament that may be a little big for your britches, you're going to learn a lot from the people that you're fishing around, and rising tides bring up all ships. And then, if college fishing, you want that to be your next step, I would say, talk to as many people as you can. The Bassmaster Combine in Alabama, there's 20 to 30 colleges there. A lot of them have coaches that are represented there. So to have those conversations, see where you could be a good fit, whether that's based off of the team, the program, the school itself, the location, try to take all those things into your decision. And then, once you have your top 5 or 6 schools, I'd say visit all 5 or 6 before you make a decision that's going to, kind of take you down that next avenue. Because, going to college, it's a super big decision, and, could be where you make it or break it, to be honest with you. Yeah.
That's exactly right. So, all right. So now as we're dwindling this thing down, how can the fans of this page, this podcast,
sure, how
can they or aspiring anglers find you guys?
Yeah, so we're really only active on Instagram. I don't know how to get into the Facebook account for the team, but we're Lander Bass Fishing on Instagram. We try to post a couple of reels every now and then. We post our tournament updates there too. We tag all our sponsors and our anglers through that. So, you can stay connected to those guys as well. So like I said, guys on our team right now, they're going to be who you're watching for the next several years. So, go ahead and, be a fan of them, support us any way you can. And, stay tuned. We got some cool partnerships coming down the pipe with Tree Shaker Tackle and some other ones I can't announce yet. Some of our guys are going to announce some big decisions in the coming weeks. As well. And then, hopefully you see some cool moments like the sudden death fish from the Bassmaster National Championship here soon. MLF National Championship on Lake Murray, like I said, in February. The final day will be broadcast live, so that'll be cool. We'll have guys vying for that, I have no doubt. So, just continue to stay with our journey as, we're still early in our life cycle, and, try to become one of the best, if not the best team in college fishing.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, man.
Well, I will have to say this too. I've got some really cool partnerships that I've signed some deals with here the last couple weeks. So we're going to be getting a lot of cool things going with this channel again. So Liam, I really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, Sandon.
And bringing those awesome trophies.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to do a zoom in on my face. Awesome trophies that Cam does not have yet.
It's a pleasure to be here, man. Always cool to meet people through fishing and, continue to kind of steward the relationships that we have and leave the sport better than what we found it. It's what we do.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, man.
All right, so we'll see you guys next time.